Bonjour tout le monde. I hope you all are doing well. I'm just going to give you a brief explanation on ce que c'est le passé simple. What's the passé simple? So it's a tense that we use exclusively in text and in writing. So it's not a tense that you're going to need to learn, but as you read Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, you'll notice something different that you haven't seen before. So for the most part, you can recognize it. It looks similar to verbs you've already seen, and I listed some examples there for you at the bottom. So je suis allée, j'allais, elle a couru, etc. And we use it to replace the passé composé. And you have to think about the reason that we do this when we are trying to communicate in writing. We want to be more concise. And so that's why we use the passé simple. It's also kind of an elitist type of tense. And it is something that is kind of dying. You know, I wonder if it'll still be around. It'll probably still be around in 50 years, but 100 years, I kind of wonder. So I have some examples for you. So l'année dernière, je partis en vacances en France. Okay, so if we change that to the passé composé, that would be l'année dernière, je suis partie en vacances en France. Okay, à vélo, je roulais au bord de la mer de Brest jusqu'à Saint-Malo, puis j'ai visité Saint-Malo. And then finalement, pendant que je visitais Saint-Malo, je pris beaucoup de photos. Okay, so again, we can understand the last example. You know that pris is the past participle for the verb prendre, so it's fairly straightforward. So then I gave you a list of how different type of verbs are conjugated. So you have ER verbs, IR verbs, and RE verbs. Okay, you don't need to learn these. You just need to recognize them. Again, I'm never going to ask you to write a text using the passé simple, but I will ask you to read text. For example, Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, where you will see the passé simple. So the usual suspects are irregular. So when we see être in the passé composé, it's elle a été versus the passé simple, elle fut, and you'll see that in the text. Avoir, il a eu versus il eut. So again, much more short. That's what we're seeing here in general. Okay, and then obviously you can read the last examples. So if we only use it in written French, then why do I need to know it? Well, for now, again, you don't need to know it, okay? You just need to know how to recognize it. So when tomorrow you have an assignment where you need to answer some questions about Le Petit Chaperon Rouge, and you should not be using the passé simple in your responses, okay? If anything, you're using the passé composé. But I wanted to make sure I made that clear for you all and described what it is before you saw it. So, le devoir, what you will be doing today, vous allez lire le texte Petit Chaperon Rouge et vous allez souligner les exemples du passé simple dans le texte. Okay, just underline or highlight the examples of the passé simple dans le texte. You should be able to use that in Google Docs. If you can, I think it's called Doc Hub, and you should be able to underline or highlight the verbs that way, and then you can just turn in a copy of the text. You can also make a list, but that is probably not as fun as just highlighting it. All right, well, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm thinking of you all, and à la prochaine.